Gabe, Hampshire Cup today, left it late but you got the win. What are your initial thoughts on today's win?
Breathe now, I think. We went into this knowing that it was going to be a tough game. The instructions beforehand were always going to be let's control the game, okay? We had a plan. We had plans off the bench as well, which is nice, where this isn't your sort of the rolling subs that we're used to. We needed to have people that were going to do a job. And ultimately, I think when your substitute centre forward comes on, it's calm to get the ball out of their feet and scores with clock dying, that's plan successful, really.
Of course, when you look at how the game went today, you said you wanted to control the game. In periods, you did. You had plenty of chances in that first half, but then you found yourself a goal down. What were you thinking?
There's trust here as well. I said it beforehand. I said it before the game. The idea is that if we get one, we get two. And all we really needed was that one. I actually said to Kev on the bench, I just said, right, we go in level at least now. When we got that goal, again, late in the half, it made my team talk a bit easier. But it also, I think if we don't go in level, it's a different game from there. I think that's suddenly when heads might drop or might think it's not their day. But going in level, suddenly you think, you know what, we're still in this game. Actually, the good play that we've had has kind of been worth it. We're not been sucker punched here. And then, again, it was exactly the same. We got the one, we get the two. The fact that I think both came late in each half just showed the fact that they were going to keep going. Someone on the bench mentions, have you got your 5 penalty takers ready? But for me, it's a case of, there's 5 minutes to play here. So let's go out. It's just like, let's not have penalties.
Do you think, was there an element today where you or your players may have underestimated Stoneham and their ability and what they came out to do today?
I don't think underestimated, because like I said, we knew and appreciate the threat that they pose. They are a young, aggressive, fast squad as well. They've got pace in areas. They're very well drilled. We noticed that in the first half, where if we wanted to play at the back and we wanted to get switches on, they left one up top who would do a lot of the work to force us, but then they always had people in reserve. But for us, it was very much a case of, let's do what we do. Let's not try and change too much in order to counter them, because we know that actually they're going to pose us a threat. But as long as we keep that threat contained, and as long as we play our game, eventually we'll make a breakthrough here.
And then let's talk about the goal scorers. You say we left both goals late in either half. First up is Libby. She's now scored 8 goals in her last 5 games. The girl is on fire right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I think after a hat-trick last week, that just gives her confidence. And with some of the coaching staff not here today, and especially Emma not here, I tried not to change too much in that. So she had the people around her that she's used to. There's a little bit of consistency there, and just keep that good form going. And I think at those points we had some shots early on. They probably weren't all to the standard that we want. They weren't necessarily forcing the keeper to make the saves that we wanted her to make. Maybe made it a little bit easy on those stops. So then to keep going, but trust that process and know that we have someone in that little role, that little slot where they are in form. It's just going to give that little bit to push you over the edge. And we got that.
And then with Annie piping up in the injury time in the second half, did time seem to just stop when that ball was crossed from Kaylee to Annie there?
Yeah, it did. To be honest, as soon as Kaylee took that touch to beat the defender, I thought, is she going to whip it in here? And then she took another, and I thought, is she going to whip it in here? And it just got closer and closer and closer. And I thought, do you know what? This is probably now going to be a much better chance. the quality of that chance that we're going to get is just going to be so much better just because we seem to take our time. And then when that ball hit Annie's feet and she took time to get it out, realised that she was in space, I thought, do you know what, this is it. This is the moment that we're going to do it here. And like I said, we had plans, and for me that was one of the plans going into it. I mentioned to Annie before the game, I said to her, look, I need a job from you, and your role might be, if we need a goal, you're going to come on, maybe get a half hour, but that half hour needs to be 90 minutes worth of a half hour, and you'll get chances and we'll take them. And bloody hell, maybe an inspired substitution, but maybe just our reward for way. But yeah, so I think when she gets into those positions and she's calm and she can pick out her spot, she's not missing that.
And just finally now, it's 5 games that the team are on, a 5-game winning run. What does that just sort of say in terms of like how we started the season to like where we are now, and with the fixtures coming up?
Yeah, I think taking a longer view of it all, us this season from last season, I think we did the same. We had maybe a slower start and we built into the season and we got good run of wins and finished quite strongly. But the difference here now is that our early season improved from last season, and now where it's improving again now, we're pushing through cup competitions. We've got another cup next week, which hopefully we'll progress in, and we're pushing up the league as well. So that upward trajectory is just exactly where the club needs to be going, and that's where we want it to be going, and hopefully it's going to continue.